Hey there everyone, welcome to a brand new Souls-like experience, Wuchang Fallen Feathers. In this video, I am going to cover everything you need to know to start your journey strong, along with some of the best tips and tricks to help you play like a skilled warrior. This guide will focus on explaining core mechanics and sharing helpful advice for new players. So without wasting any more time, let's dive right in. So you play as Wuchang, a skilled warrior suffering from amnesia. The main way to progress is by defeating enemies and collecting a resource called Red Mercury. You'll use Red Mercury to create Red Mercury Essence, which functions like skill points. These are spent in the Impetus repository, which is basically the game's skill tree. As you level up, the cost of crafting Red Mercury Essence increases. You'll also use Red Mercury to buy items from NPCs, so managing it is key. Now let's talk about the skill tree. There are skill trees tied to 5 weapon types: axe, dual blades, one-handed sword, spear, and longsword. And there's also a passive skill tree that gives general buffs like more healing charges and survivability. You can mix and match skills, but you'll eventually need to focus and build around 1 or 2 weapon types. Some good news that respecking is available and gives you all resources back, so feel free to experiment as much as you want without being logged in. Before we move ahead, let's talk about 2 key mechanics of the game: feathering and madness. Feathering is a supernatural disease that affects both you and the enemies. Strangely enough, it rewards you in combat. You gain feather stacks, also called as Skyborn Might, by doing things like perfect dodges or certain attacks. You can then consume those stacks to power up your skills, spells, or charged attacks. It creates a flow-based combat rhythm. Dodge, build Skyborn Might, spend it for power. Madness is a risk-reward mechanic that builds up when you kill non-feathered enemies or die in combat. When you're in madness state, you'll deal more damage, but also take more damage. The whole point to explain this is that you lose Red Mercury on death based on how high your madness is. If your madness is less than 50%, you lose a small amount. If your madness is 50 to 90%, you lose a lot. Of course, you can recover the lost Red Mercury by going to the spot of death, like other Souls-like games. In my playthrough, I did not really think about the madness system that much, so feel free to ignore it if you want. Now let's see how madness affects Wuchang. At 50% madness, Wuchang's eyes glows red, and you unlock madness nodes in the skill tree. At 90% madness, you get demonic marks, deal and receive more damage, and gain more Red Mercury from kills. At full madness, a mark appears on your neck. If you die in this state, your inner demon will spawn at your death location and chase you when you return. Now how do you cleanse madness? There are 2 ways. First, die to your inner demon. Or second, pray at a golden statue of the god of Shu. Now let's talk a bit more about Skyborn Might. It powers up your skills and spells, and while some actions work without it, they are weaker. You generate Skyborn Might by dodging attacks, using certain skills or items, and also by unlocking some traits from the skill tree. You start with just 1 stack, but you'll gain more by defeating major bosses. Now let's go over each weapon type so you can decide which weapon to choose in your playthrough. Starting with axe, it's slow but devastating, great for breaking enemy poise. You can also block with this, and perfect for strength builds. Next, dual blades. Fast, fluid, and combo heavy. Low individual damage but high DPS. You can generate a lot of Skyborn Might with dual blades. Perfect for agility based builds. Next is one-handed sword. It's a balance between speed and power. Great for parry and spell focused builds. This is perfect for hybrid playstyle. Next is spear. You have long reach for safe spacing, excellent for crowd control, and good for players who like to play it safe. Last one is longsword. All around balanced weapon, solid for parries and dodges, and great pick for both offense and defense. Each weapon evolves in its own way. I'll leave that for you to discover. Drop a comment and let me know which weapon you're starting with. Let's quickly talk about the armor system. Armor includes head, chest, hands and legs. Each piece gives different stats. There are no armor set bonuses, and you should pick armor that matches your enemy's attack. It will depend on the bosses which armor you use. For example, if the boss is applying corruption to you, you should choose armor that have more corruption resistance. Next, we are going to talk about spell and pendant. Spells come in different types: magic, feathering, and others. You can equip up to 4 at once. Spells also consume Skyborn Might. If you don't have any Skyborn Might, you are not going to cast any spell. I won't spoil any spell combos here, but drop a comment if you want a full spell breakdown video. You can also equip up to 3 Jade pendants, which give strong passive buffs like bonus damage or healing boost. Let's quickly go over the items. You'll find and use a lot of items, so managing your hotbar is key. You can assign 4 items to your hotbar. Make sure that you're shooting down ravens to collect aurum feathers, which grant a random buff, increased health or increased stamina, or all damage dealt. Save these for boss fights. They can turn the tide. Your main healing item is the mana vase. It refills when you enter a dream, which is another way to say that it resets the game, like bonfires in soul games. Keep in mind that you don't need skill points to upgrade your mana vase. So every time you beat a boss or find some secret chest, check back in the skill tree. Maybe you have the resources you need. Next up, we have Benedictions, that basically works like runes for your weapons, which gives you some useful effects. We also have Temperance, which basically enhances your weapon with different status effects like fire. It has limited uses but can be refilled when entering the dream. Let's give you a starting build tip. If you want a strong early build, go with the axe and do this. Unlock Thunderous Cleave, pair it with Mighty Blow to stagger and obliterate bosses. In the passive skill tree, go for Elusive. That gives you 1 Skyborn Might on evade. Skyborn Call 1, which increases your max Skyborn Might by 2, along with more mana capacity and potency. And more health is always better, so you don't get one shot by the bosses. Alright, that's it for my beginner's guide to Wuchang Fallen Feathers. If this helped you out, drop a like, leave your questions in the comments, and subscribe for more Wuchang Fallen Feathers. I'll be back soon with early game and late game builds for each weapon type. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.